Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast. On this episode, I'm continuing catching up on all the Big Finish news released between April and June 2024, or May and June 2024, really. But I'm blocking and calling it that because I've covered all of the Big Finish news released in April 2024. So without further ado, let's get on with the news. And we're starting off on the 1st of May 2024 when two Doctor Who The Lost Stories were announced. These were Death World and the Operation Werewolf, with both releasing in July 2024. So I'm going to start with Death World, which will star John Culshaw as Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart, Fraser Hines as Jamie McCrimmon, even Katie Manning as Jo Grant, Stephen Noonan as the First Doctor, Tim Treloar as the Third Doctor, Michael Troughton as the Second Doctor, David O'Mahony as Deadly Sins, Diane Pilkington as the President, and Joe Shear as Death. It will be written by Dave Martin, Bob Baker and John Dorney, and directed by David O'Mahony. The synopsis for Death World is as follows. The Doctor was dead to begin with, killed alongside his beloved Jo Grant in an explosion in the unit labs, but Time Lords are notoriously hard to kill because with unit under siege, the Brigadier is rescued by two familiar faces, the Doctor he first encountered fighting the Yeti and Jamie McCrimmon, with yet one more waiting in the wings. They are all pawns in a deadly game of chess played by a being more powerful than any they've ever encountered before, and when you battle Death himself, can anyone ever win? Death World was adapted from the original treatment by Bob Baker and Dave Martin for what later became the TV episode The Three Doctors. Here is the trailer for Doctor Who The Lost Stories, Death World.
Did you know that the game of chess exists in some form or other in almost every advanced civilization across the galaxy?
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who The Lost Stories, Death World.
If you wouldn't mind, I am in the middle of a fascinating experiment.
Trap one, come in. Can't reach the base already. No! No!
Brigadier, I think I understand. I suspect you're in my future. And if I'm right, that means there's another me around.
You are not the Doctor.
Oh, but I think you'll find that I am, sir.
So there's three of you?
I can't interfere with my own future, Brigadier. The consequences could be disastrous.
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor!
Oh, my word.
Jamie? Good day, Alistair.
Good grief. You're...
Yes. You are face to face with death. And like that, the final king falls into my hands.
You fool, Doctor. You fool.
Now the real battle begins.
Joe, where are you? And who's this Joe? Oh, no, not you. Would you two stop prattling away at each other, whoever you are? Oh, no. Not you. You two? Yes. Where are we?
I am the end of all life, and you are now entering my domain. Welcome to Death World.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
Doctor Who The Lost Stories Death World will release in July 2024. Next up is Operation Werewolf, which is another Doctor Who Lost story. which will star Michael Troughton as the Doctor, Fraser Hines as Jamie McCrimmon, Wendy Padbury as Zoe Herriot, Timothy Bloor as SS Grumpfleer Ulrich Snyder, Al Coppola as Pierre Dubois, Stefan Corricard as Jules Perrier, Raffaello de Groutier as Philippa Hoyt, Michael Higgs as Sir Aubrey Fanshawe Smith, Jordan Loughran as Francis Pereira, Dal Ripley as Commandant Colt Muller, and Sheldon Murchison, Leonie Sheslisian as Hopefully Siafia Lenny Buckner, and Branko Tomic as Professor Hans Ritter. Doctor Who: The Lost Stories Operation Werewolf is written by Douglas Campfield, Robert Kitt, and Jonathan Morris, and is directed by David O'Mahony. The synopsis is as follows. The TARDIS has brought the Doctor, Jamie and Zoe to Normandy in France, not in 1066 as intended, but in 1944, 3 days before the Allies are due to launch the D-Day landings. Joining forces with French partisans, they learn that the Germans have been conducting secret experiments at a nearby chateau. These experiments form part of the plan that German High Command believe will enable them to win the Second World War. The name of that plan, Operation Werewolf. Here is the trailer for Doctor Who: The Lost Stories, Operation Werewolf.
Where are we, Doctor?
Exactly where we're meant to be, Jamie. Normandy 1066.
They didn't have many railways in William the Conqueror's day, did they, Doctor?
No. Right place, wrong time.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who: The Lost Stories, Operation Werewolf.
What's that? I think I know. Aeroplane. Who are those things lighting it up?
Searchlights, Jamie.
Someone's shooting at it.
Oh dear.
Well, that rules out the 19th century.
Yes, sir.
Sir Aubrey, the radio room has just picked up a call from the resistance group in Normandy. They say they found the Doctor.
The Doctor? Who are you? And what are you doing here? I'm Jamie McCrimmon.
I'm Zoe Herriot. We just arrived.
In Normandy? They're headed this way. I'll try to draw them off.
Papa.
Look after my daughter.
Oh, hello. All right, you wouldn't want him to die before the Commandant had a chance to question him.
I am Hauptsturmführer Leni Bruckner, aide de camp to Gruppenführer Schneider. We have been expecting you, Herr Doctor.
So, this is a police box. The doctor will have the key. Fascinating. How are our two guests?
They know too much. Though we interrogate them, force the truth out of them.
If they are spies, I will happily kill them myself.
You're members of the Resistance, aren't you?
Well done. 3, 2, 1, and activate!
You mean these two cabinets are...
The means of instantaneous meta transmission.
You, Professor Hans Richter, have mastered teleportation.
The locations at the main troop camps on the south coast. We will shortly send over an elite commando force who will release the gas at the camps.
What is it? It's poisonous gas.
What about gas masks?
We don't have any.
The troops will then fall under our control. I am loyal to the Third Reich. Heil Hitler. The gas and lunar light will turn the Allied poodles into Nazi wolves. Hence the name of this plan, Operation Werewolf.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
Doctor Who: The Lost Stories Operation Werewolf will release in July 2024. Next up, so a day later, the 2nd of May 2024, was when Dark Gallifrey Morbius Part 2 was released. It starred Samuel West as Morbius and Interface, Maina Arwa as Rolko, Rachel Atkins as Captain Argento, Justin Oyuth as the Shimmering Man, Mark Bonner as the 11, Andrew French as Veritas, Janet Hemfrey as narrator, Lauren Lemon as Gilda, and Hillel Morgan as Mr. Middlewich. Dark Gallifrey Morbius Part 2 was written by Tim Foley and directed by Samuel Clements. The synopsis is as follows. When disaster strikes the Proteus, Captain Argento and her crew must fight for their lives and the fate of all Time Lords. What is out there on the ice? Who hides in the Impossible Temple? As loyalties shift and secrets emerge, the cult of Morbius lies in wait to bring about the General's return. Here is the trailer for Dark Gallifrey Morbius Part 2.
I began a very long time ago, but this is a new chapter.
From Big Finish Productions, the worlds of Doctor Who, Dark Gallifrey, Morbius, Part 2.
Assemble my followers. Time of my revival is nigh.
The hull of our ship is smashed. The deck is all askew. There are good men dead in the belly of this vessel.
The ship's still unstable down there, and the lower decks are closing faster.
White as far as the eye can see, until it dissolves into mist. Fled to the Isle of the Dead.
He wants us to follow him.
You understand it? An island in the vortex, one with an atmosphere and, if my spyglass isn't mistaken, inhabitants. I feel a stillness, an island, frozen, life congealed.
This monstrous, nameless rock.
Pulled towards evil.
Greetings, fair travelers. This is the Temple of Morbius.
Is this a hall of mirrors or a hall of madness?
Let the creatures bear witness to our Savior's return.
The ice will reshape you. The Hydron will unite us. No longer lost. A new victory for Morbius.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the trailer for Dark Gallifrey Morbius Part 2, which was released in May 2024. Next up, a day later, on the 3rd of May 2024, Jenny, the Doctor's Daughter, Saving Time was announced. Now, this is the third box set of Jenny's The Doctor's Daughter. And Jenny, the Doctor's Daughter, Saving Time will release in October 2024 and will star Georgia Tennant as Jenny, Sean Biggerstaff as Noah, and will be written by John Dorney, Roshana Patel, Adrian Boynton and Lizzie Hopley. The director will be Bethany Wimers. The synopsis is as follows. The first story, titled Florence O'Connor and the Sandwich of Doom, will be written by John Dorney. The second story, A Beginner's Guide to Monsters and How to Slay Them, written by Roshana Patel. The third story is titled Genesis of the Humans, written by Adrian Boynton. And the fourth and final story in this box set is titled Reboot, written by Lizzie Hopley. There is no trailer for this because it's October, so there's no trailer for it as of yet. Next up, a couple of days later, on the 8th of May 2024, was when Torchwood 1 I Hate Mondays was released and starred Tracy Ann Oberman as Yvonne Hartman, Gareth David Lloyd as Yanto Jones, Timothy Benedict as Tommy Price, Ian Abariski as Jerry, it's Jerry and Gorgeous Bunsole, Anthea Butchie as Diane and Sue Cassidy, Lou Caulfield as Pam McDonald, Leslie Ewan as Kiki, Shai Matheson as Light, James G. Nunn as Harvey Boquet, Isabel Pappas as Poppy Greenleaf, Ed White as Ken and Don Petersday. Torchwood 1 I Hate Mondays was written by James Goss and Joseph Lister and directed by Scott Hancock. The synopsis for this box set is as follows. Torchwood 1 faces 3 of the worst Mondays ever, so there's 3 stories in this box set. The first one is Dinner for Yvonne by James Goss, which is from a story by James Goss and Joseph Lister. A cloud of psychic plasma is sweeping over Salisbury Plain towards London. Unfortunately, it's Yvonne's night off and she's throwing a dinner party. Will London perish before she can serve the artisanal cheese board? The second story is titled is titled By Royal Appointment, which is written by James Goss. Poppy Greenleaf finds herself appointed the Crown's royal liaison for Torchwood. What is Torchwood? Who is a Von Hartmann? Why is the world ending? Poppy finds herself lost in a world of alien invasions, international espionage and intergalactic diplomacy. The third and final story in this box set is titled Nerves, which was written by Joseph Lister. Another Monday morning, another mission for Torchwood. Yanto and Tommy have to transport a canister of deadly Euphorian nerve agent to a underground bunker in the South Downs. It should be an easy, straightforward job, but other forces are gathering. Here is the trailer for Torchwood 1, I Hate Mondays.
In 1879, Queen Victoria was bitten by a werewolf, so she got a group of lads together to fight aliens. We're Torchwood, and this is another fine mess we've gotten ourselves into.
From Big Finish Productions, Torchwood 1, I Hate Mondays.
Can't you feel it in the air? Something bad's coming.
It's Monday morning, a new beginning.
You're the monster! You hear me? You're the monster!
Yeah, sorry. The world may be ending.
Mind-controlling plasma may be ravaging Wiltshire, but I have guests coming for dinner. No Torchwood, no aliens, 4 courses and a cheese board.
We have to get rid of the nerve gas.
So, nobody's coming to help us.
Oh, we can't let civvies anywhere near what's in the van. Cracking start to the week, eh?
Your son screams and shall be plucked from the sky. Let the dimension of light manifest.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
Do you want the bad news or the worst news? It's about your army, Gordon.
Have they failed to contain the xylophone?
They've succumbed to it.
Great! We're now dealing with a telepathic leech with the combined brain power of Salisbury. And the worst news?
It's about the soufflés.
That was the trailer for Torchwood 1, I Hate Mondays, which was released in May 2024. Next up, on the 9th of May 2024, the Fourth Doctor Adventures Dominant Species was announced, which will release in September 2024 and will star Tom Baker as the Doctor, Eleanor Crooks as Naomi Cross, Christopher Naylor as Harry Sullivan, Clive Hayward as Overseer Valtor, and Terrell Holly Kemp as Kalo and Quarks, Joseph Kloska as Korg, Rose Landor as Morin and Quarks, Indira Oves as Barley and Quarks, and Clive Wood as Director Dragger. The Fourth Doctor Adventures Dominant Species will be written by Sarah Glocley and John Dorney and directed by Nicholas Briggs. The synopsis is as follows. This box set does contain 2 stories. The first story, titled The Face in the Storm, is written by Sarah Glocley and takes place in 1916, and the TARDIS has landed in the cargo hold of the SS Maycrest, a ship transporting soldiers across the Atlantic, except that's not all that's being transported across the ocean, because the Doctor and his friends find a strange crate in the hold, a crate that's unnaturally cold. But the contents of the crate are not the ship's biggest secret, nor its deadliest threat. The second story in this box set is titled Dominant Species and written by John Dorney, and is 4 parts long, so about 2 hours. In length, it has been a long time since the invasion of Teleria. The population is enslaved, and the subject entirely to the will of the conquerors, the dominators, and the deadly robot servants, the Quarks. The Doctor, Harry, and Naomi stumble into the perilous scenario and are soon separated. Out freeing the people of Teleria should be business as usual, shouldn't it? Where the Dominators are concerned, things may not be that simple. There is no trailer currently for the Fourth Doctor Adventures Dominant Species, so we're now on to the 14th of May 2024, which is when Torchwood Disco was released, and it stars John where am I even going there? Gareth David Lloyd as Yanto Jones, Gareth John Bale as Ginge, Sarah McCookie as DC, and Reese Trevor as Disco. It was written by Gareth David Lloyd and directed by Lisa Bauman. The synopsis is as follows. It's 1987 and Disco Jones is still dancing. Life and Soul, Life and Soul. Wednesdays is darts at the Mary Miller. Thursdays, shove halfpenny at the Boilermakers. Fridays, played by Ian. Saturdays is the Disco at Cinderella's. So who is Tom and why does he want to build a fence with him? Here is the trailer for Torchwood Disco.
From Big Finish Productions, Torchwood Disco.
Alright, calm it down. I know you loves me. I only came in here for the quick one, just to watch the footy. Look out, I want a drink, don't I? Jesus, I can't go anywhere these days without a blooming fuss.
Oh, a new face. What can I get you?
I'll have the same as him.
Good choice. Hang on, I knows you, don't I?
No. I'm, Tom.
Oh, one of those faces. Well, welcome to the sunny gate, huh? Where the hard at? You move in round here or what?
Nope, just checking it out.
Why?
I don't know, I'm looking for something. Something I can fix. I should never have come. But I had to try. If there was a chance to save you, I had to try. Because you're my dad.
Big Finish. For the love of stories.
That was the trailer for Torchwood Disco, which was released in May 2024 and is actually the last release I'm going to talk about in depth, just to time constraints. But I'm actually going to show the trailer for the next release I'm going to talk about, which is the 8th Doctor Adventures Echoes. Here is the trailer for the 8th Doctor Adventures Echoes.
Does this planet have a name? It may look like England, but the 3 moons suggest otherwise.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, the 8th Doctor Adventures Echoes.
I'm the Doctor, this is Liv and Helen.
You're a colonist then? That's the promise of the Charter, a new life returning to our roots.
Night comes at night. Creature.
It's awful. Darker than dark.
Awful! It was awful! Monty's a medievalist, brilliant scholar, has their rooms next to mine. And these are my friends, Miss St. Clair. From the kitchens. And Miss Chenka. From the nurse's office. Yes, I saw, looking in through the window, watching me. Hello? A man or a boy, I wasn't sure. Only its face. Its awful, hideous face, like a paper lantern, empty somehow, hollow. Welcome to the Forever Club.
Where are we anyway?
This, Helen, is Ranzoan.
But that's impossible.
Good, aren't they?
Each one must be half a mile high?
They're not statues, they're living creatures. I see you're admiring our slow beasts.
The slow beasts operate at 1/1,000,000th of our own speed.
What is it?
Doctor.
Yes?
It just blinked.
Big Finish. For the love of stories.
That was the trailer for the 8th Doctor Adventures Echoes, which I'll be talking about further in the next episode, as well as some other releases as well. But back to this episode, let me know in the comments below what you thought about the Big Finish releases I talked about in this episode, as well as any other future or past Big Finish releases you are excited for. Put them in the comments below, as well as anything else you want to cover on the channel. So it could be a review suggestion for a TV show or a movie or book, a comic, or just some news you want to talk on the channel for your favourite TV show or movie. Put them in the comments below as well. And you can also like, comment and subscribe. And that's it for this episode of the Everything Podcast. Goodbye.